Okay, folks. Now, Bill's condition seems to get, worse by the episode. And it's clear that, his hand shakes whenever he's in a stressful situation. Or basically, he's a person who represses his inner feelings. And I think when you look at every time his hand has been shaking, it's been, in situations where he's putting on a front, but we know deep down he's, conflicted about many things, such as Hayley bringing up, the fact that, oh, I'm pregnant, or when he first started doing it, it was in the midst of his back and forth exchange with Naomi over the lawsuit against the firm. And then most recently, when he was at the country club with Tomas just having a drink and getting the, blow by blow about, hey, you are on the board with those three women. What changes are they trying to make to the firm? So, man, we don't know exactly what he's suffering from yet. And he's holding off going to the doctor, and it's just like, come on. Look, you promised if nothing else, you promised your daughter you would go to the hospital just to get a checkup to make sure nothing's wrong. But obviously something is, and the more he holds it off, the worse it's going to get. And there's only going to be so much time before he's able to, not hide it anymore. Because from my recollection, Naomi and Tomas are the only individuals who have seen, Bill's, you can call it like a nervous twitch. If I'm not mistaken, if I know my history right, wasn't Napoleon also someone like that in terms of someone with a shaky hand? Because in all of his photos, he has the iconic pose of like one hand like in his like chest pocket or whatever. And it was stated that, yeah, he had a hand that quivered, and in order to hide it, he always hit that pose because somebody of notoriety and power, like one little thing like that, Achilles heel, could be used against him. It's like, oh, they aren't as invincible as they come across, huh? So in Bill's case, it's kind of the same thing, but like I said, it's only going to get worse before it gets better unless he goes to seek, the proper medical attention. But here's the thing, though. Assuming it's something like Parkinson's, maybe, signs of a potential stroke. The main question is like, what's going to happen if Bill suffers like from, a major drawback in terms of his health. I mean, you think about all the people he has pretty much locked down via blackmails or favors or things like that. How many people are waiting to get the jump on Bill if, his condition takes a turn for the worse? I mean, it might be somebody like Mike who will come back, or, another person he's wronged in the past, given the fact that, look, I'm going to use Shannon Sharp as an example here. And he's just one of many examples you can like put into this situation where you have a person of notoriety, success, and everybody, it doesn't matter how many people are, online or in your face cheering and whatnot for you. Think about how many people are just waiting for your downfall. It's like the moment you trip up even a bit, everybody comes out of the woodworks. They have a negative story to tell. Basically, they want a dog pile on somebody. And in Bill's case, like he said, this is not the time for him to have a sign of weakness. Just got married, just dodged a massive lawsuit, got rid of his biggest moneymaker, aka Mike. So this is not the time for him to be out of commission. But something could happen. A lot of people are thinking about the differences of how people will react. Like, if something happens to Bill and he's in the hospital, how is Danny going to react? Will her and Hayley go at it? How will Naomi react? And how will Chelsea react? And look, I hate to take sides here, but regardless of how Danny or his daughters feel about Bill in the hospital, or more importantly, how they feel about Hayley and her not being there, like it or not, legally, that's his wife. So she's the one who makes all the calls. Like, what do you think is going to be Tyler Perry Diary of a Mad Black Woman thing when Charles got, didn't he get please forgive me. I know people are going to go at me in the comments if I get this wrong, but you're supposed to be the Tyler Perry, scholar and whatnot. How dare you forget? I have not seen that movie in a long time, but didn't Charles get shot in the courtroom because of some, like, an old associate of his? He, wasn't able to, get off from a crime of him shooting somebody on camera. But basically, the guy got up and shot him in court, and then he was in the hospital, and it was like determined he might be like a vegetable or in a coma or something. But yeah, I think he got shot, so maybe I'm not wrong about that. And then like his new wife, or the light skinned chick he cheated on Helen with, I forgot her name. But in any case, the doctor was like, so what do you want to do? And she's like, take him off life support. And it's like, what? Like, you don't even know if he's going to die. Like, you just want to get rid of him for the money. And then next thing you know, she left him with every penny he had. So I wonder if the same thing is true here, where Bill's going to be in a situation where he's going to need constant, like, support, and Hayley might not want to be down for all that. So one could argue she might want to say pull the plug or whatever. And it's funny because let's say she gets in, like, Danny and her girls try to stand against Hayley for being there for Bill. But then, Hayley blocks him saying, hey, like it or not, that is my husband in there. And then when she exerts that authority, which she has every right to do because she is his wife. But then when it comes down to like serious decisions about Bill, like, do you want to have him on life support? Do you want to put him in like a live-in nurse situation? Because Hayley, you're going to be in a situation where you have to take care of this man. And it's crazy because when you really think about it, look at the dynamic of their marriage or relationship beforehand, where Bill wanted to love and pamper on her. And here you are now where it's like, damn, I thought we were going to have a baby together. But now Bill's in a condition where I literally have to take care of him like he's a newborn infant. So then it comes to the situation where, hey, do you want to take care of him? Or do you want to, pull the plug? And then what if Hayley tries to make that decision? And, well, that leads to a lot of drama. So, yeah, this will definitely show who she really is. Does she really love Bill? Or does she love what Bill can do for her? And if Bill is no longer able to satisfy her in more ways than one, hey, get rid of him and I get all the money. Boom. That would be pretty interesting. So, with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How severe do you think Bill's medical condition will get? Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.